Hello, YouTube. Wow. So the reception on my last video was just incredible. Thank you guys so much for the support. Um, I mean, you really liked this review, or my last review. And I think I really do want to make this a series, where I go through all of the episodes of, Larva. Man, and it's the craziest thing. I got a lot of feedback, people being like, hey, that analogy of it, the analysis, it was so wow. And I was like, you know, I didn't see it myself, I really didn't. And looking back on it, it's like, how could you not, when we've all kind of been like subject to this kind of, world, how could you not see it, but I think it just takes like a mind, an open mind. You have to have an open mind with this kind of content. You really just can't look at something like Larva and be like, hey, this is just some ugly show. This is really fascinating stuff. And when going into something, always think, who's making this, why are they making this, and what are they trying to say with it, and I really think that this is something that's gone under the radar because people are too close-minded. And man, I'm really excited for whatever this episode has in store for me. So mini-episode 2, part of episode 1, overall, I'm so excited to get into it. It's called Mosquito. So I'm very excited to see, what that means. Yeah, and I'll see you guys after the episode. Wow. All I can say is wow. I thought the first episode was impressive, and this really just raised the bar for me even higher. I'm almost speechless, it's so, I mean, this show must be old, but this is still such a relevant, thing. Wow. Wow. Okay, so, I'll stop gawking. We'll talk about it. Let's talk about it. So the mosquito just shows up, and oh man, he just wants everything. He's just taking. Another show of greed. I think that's a central theme maybe with this show. Or maybe just with the first episode, I'm not really sure yet, but it's a real strong theme of greed. And oh man, whew. So the mosquito comes in and into this world with these people that he doesn't even know, and he's taking from them. He's quite literally sucking the life out of them, and he keeps doing it, and oh man, my thoughts are getting all scrambled, but it's so interesting. The red larva is running, and he's trying to fight the mosquito. He's trying to put up a fight, and he's trying to get away from the mosquito, and eventually he just gets stung, and all of the life sucked out of him. Everything he has, everything he needs to function, it's just been taken from him. And the mosquito doesn't even care. He goes on to the next victim. He goes on to the yellow one, and the yellow one is running and hiding, and when they think that he's gotten away, the red one actually points out the mosquito, or he points out the yellow one to the mosquito, which that's the part that I mainly, caught me. Like, it just caught me because in our modern society, so many people have this mentality, right? They have this mentality of, if I'm suffering, then others must suffer. You know what I mean? Like, the whole, like, if this was hard for me, then it can't be easy for anyone else, because I had to go through this. And oh man, and with the ties to greed and capitalism, it's really fascinating. It's so fascinating how they framed that and put that together, and it shows, that he pointed him out and he said, take from him what you took from me. And that's just, if that just isn't showing of, some people's character, and the poor yellow one, he got the life sucked out of him, and then the pink one came. And the pink one came, as we saw from the last episode, he was sort of a big guy and he got what he wanted. But he came and he was like, "Oh, I'm big. I have power. I can take this little mosquito." And then they're like, "Oh yeah, he'll do something about this mosquito." And then the big pink guy falls. And that's something that really caught me. That caught my eye, because there's so many layers. But I think the mosquito is sort of like a symbol for, specifically in like capitalist societies, and in America, what I'm familiar with, they work you to the bone, and the work just sucks everything out of you. I think it's a symbol for our society and how we base all our worth off of our success in work, and how much we work and how much we do for corporations. The corporations, we must feed into the corporations and we must keep them alive. And no matter who you are, you have to be a slave to it. And that's just, it's just a harsh reality. And for it to be framed this way, and with the imagery and the way it looks, it's so interesting. It's so interesting how they sort of paint this image of our society through larvae. I mean, most people don't even think about it. But it's real. It's so real. All of this is all real. And I really don't even know. But it's topical too. It really is topical. People are still going through this, and I don't see it stopping. I really don't see it stopping anytime soon. And that's the scary part. By the end of the episode, they all die. And the mosquito only gets bigger. So many lives were sacrificed just to feed this thing that doesn't even need that much food. But it just craves to get bigger. No matter what the cost. And I mean, isn't that just... It's horrific, but in an almost beautiful way. Because we as people can connect to that. Man. It really puts it all into perspective. And I'll say it a million times. The whole way this show is set up, it's really puts it all into perspective. So yeah, that's kind of all I have to say. I mean, they're short episodes with so much weight in them, and I think that's really interesting. So yeah, once again, leave in the comments below, what's your interpretation of the episode, and what do you think about the message? Is it the natural way of life, or could things be different? Could the mosquito live without sucking the life from everyone? Could we all help feed into something? Or is that just the way that our world works? You know? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Yeah. I'll catch you guys. I guess I'll catch you guys later with the next mini episode review. Thanks so much for watching.